Welcome to Flory Models Live at 5 show. Here we are on Tuesday, not Sunday. I know it says Sunday. To be honest, it's one of those things. I sat here thinking, oh, we're all good and ready to go. You were just coming in and suddenly noticed that I hadn't updated the site to put in the ones for today's show. So hopefully you guys will find us. Just hit F5 or you're watching yesterday's one because that's what will happen. But anyway, we are here. Here we are on the, what is it, 16th?
16th.
Halfway through the month.
Was it?
16th.
Oh, 16th.
16th.
Oh,
it's just that obviously yesterday it would have said Monday, should have said Monday, and it didn't. Obviously it says Sunday. So we know where we are. Well, apparently.
kind of.
It's only because I did the Sunday one. I put it in. Normally it's in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so usual thing. Thank you very much for everybody who's in the live chat. But pointing it out. How's the fish and chips, Phil? Really? I don't know. Why is fish and chips? Was I eating fish and chips?
That because you were doing it because you weren't having, because you were out having fish and chips.
Was I? No, I was here. I was doing very good. Yeah, Sunday the 16th. I know it says that one. Sorry guys, I'll get that sorted out. What it was, I put the Sunday on because obviously we did the Sunday show. Normally it just has the date and I forgot to take it out. But then I did forget to put the site up. And you did. You can take equal responsibility. We both forgot.
Yeah, okay. Okay. It's partly my fault, guys. Sorry.
Never mind. We're there.
I was washing my hair.
You washing your hair. I know.
I was washing my hair because I went to the gym this morning and I was dying, so I took a bubble bath and but you can't wash your hair in a bubble bath. So I thought, oh, I'll do it before the show. And
yes.
Yeah, so yeah.
But
the ATAT is up. Part 2 is up with you. It's on the forum. It is.
Oh, let me show them. I'll show them all the little areas where it is.
It's everywhere.
Hold on, there we go. She is absolutely everywhere. So video builds area, if you go in and then scroll down past all of them down in here. Down in here we have ATAT. Click on ATAT. Eventually. There we go. There she is. With part 2 is up in there now as well. Yeah. And it's in the forum as well, so there's a forum section for it as well. And
YouTube and Facebook and Instagram.
and everywhere. It's available everywhere.
It's available everywhere, so you can watch that and tell me what you think. This is the video I had no input on whatsoever.
No, I had no input. You did it.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Other way.
Other way.
He had no input whatsoever. I did it all alone and I really enjoyed actually doing this one because I found it easier just kind of going with it sort of thing. So if there's any mistakes, I'm sorry, but he did I
did watch it through. You said we'll have a look through and then ran away because you don't like the sound of your own voice.
Yeah, I don't like watching myself back. So, I run away when it goes on. But I hope you guys like it.
Be gentle with her. It is actually all her own work. It's her own videoing. It's her own setting up the cameras. It's absolutely everything from editing start to finish. And I had no input whatsoever. And even on the build as well. That's all your own handiwork.
Yep, all mine. No
nothing
help,
to do with me.
no nothing. So it was completely me. So very proud.
Very proud.
Very proud. So part 3 will probably start either tomorrow or Sunday or Friday. We've got Richard with us tomorrow from Magic Scale Modelling. We do, yes. They would have been here before, but he missed the boat. Yes, he did, yeah. The ferry coming over to England, they missed it. We was going to go over for dinner tonight. But they're still travelling. I bet he will be still travelling. He's probably just out of like Dover now. Yeah. He's got a 5-hour drive down here now. Yeah. So, yes, they're a little bit late. So, yeah. But so we've got that going on tomorrow, maybe do a couple of reviews as well. I've got a couple of reviews to get through. I'm going to do one on my Harley Quinn Beetle, and I'm also going to do one on the new, it was the one that Matt sent me, which was, I think it was the Terminator one, wasn't it? Yeah, T800s. Yeah, T800s. Yeah. So yeah, so that'll be with you hopefully maybe tomorrow or the next day. So yeah. We get it sorted. Yeah. And as for me, I
I've basically got the Crusader all ready for paint. In fact, I have been painting, we'll talk about that in a moment, but the Crusader is all done. I've done all the gear for it now, it's all ready. The photo etch is all onto it, the cockpit bits are all in there. I've still got to do the ejector seat, to be honest, but it is literally taking shape very, very nice. Everything's a soft fit. That's how it does it. That's how it takes off angle of attack on the wing section. It lifts up. It goes down or it lifts up. I have got it soft, so obviously for painting ways it's far easier to do this as separates, but just for you guys I thought I'd pop it in there. The tail planes, to be honest, can you reach overhead, Cam?
Yeah.
As you can see, this is done with the Hataka paints. Okay, Hataka paints, alright? And I have to say, this is the first time I've used them properly in anger. And again, it's getting a little bit used to them because obviously it's a new type of paint and all the rest of it, but I still stand by the review. Actually, this stuff's pretty good. The way I'm sort of summing this type of paint up is that if you imagine, if you're used to using guns or Tamiya, think of it like a lacquer version. And I know technically they do a lacquer version of them anyway, but you thin it. So I've been thinning this around about 50-50 and spraying it down. And to be honest, it has gone on very, very smooth. Feel the smoothness of that.
Oh, it is,
and it's hard as nails. It's really strong stuff, and you use hardly any of it either. So these little bottles will probably last an absolute lifetime. So I've had a play with it, and I've only sprayed the tail planes to start with, and I've done a few other things like gear doors and that, just to really have a go with this paint to see what it is. But again, we're only using Hataka paints on this particular build, so I thought it'd just be interesting to have a quick play with it just before we get going to see how well this stuff goes down. And I have to say, I really do like it. I'm rating this stuff very, very much. Don't get me wrong, I think the MRPs are really nice and stuff like that, but if you struggle with MRPs being so thin and you don't like that style, perhaps you like to spray at a higher air pressure, this was almost me in the old days. So where I used to usually spray at around about 20 to 25 PSI, that's how I sprayed this, and it has gone down like velvet. It is absolutely fantastic. Very happy of how it goes down, very happy about thinning it. It seemed to be quite comfortable. Didn't really matter if you over thinned it a little bit, because I tried to over thin it a little bit just to see how far I could go with it, and then I brought it back and just thickened it up again. It didn't seem to mind it, where some paints don't like being messed around with too much. You make the ratio, you stick with it, and then just to adjust your air. But then again, I tried it at high air pressure, no problem at all. I tried it at low air pressure, and again, listening to your airbrush, you can physically hear what's going on. So as soon as I turn the air pressure down to, I don't know, you know, I don't use a gauge, but I'm guessing dropping sub 20 psi and going past 18 psi down near 15, you could hear it struggling. And when you look at it, it looks a little bit speckly. As soon as you up the air pressure a little bit, we had no problem at all with it. So yes, no problem with that at all. So it's looking very, very nice. So tomorrow is out the window completely, because obviously we've got Richard down here from Magic Scale Modelling, and we do all Magic Scale Modelling. I can never get it right. I said
Magic Scale Modelling, or is it Model?
It's Magic Scale Modelling.
Which is what I said.
I think we should stick it somewhere, because I keep probably saying it the wrong way round.
I think you say Scale Magic Modelling.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. It's close. So from that point of view, tomorrow's going to be a complete write-off, but as we said, then what I'm going to do is hopefully get the paintwork all done for that, and maybe get the decaling done by the weekend, so it'll be finished by next week. Cool. Really good. No problem at all. So yes, somebody just poked up and said, Phil, what's the silver thing in front of the aircraft? Do you mean this? This is actually from, and it's not a shameless plug. Quick, get his knife out. No, I was only joking. No, he's not. That's one of their knives as well.
Oh, I thought you meant
I was going to show that tomorrow, to be honest. But this here is technically it's a reamer, but it's from nothing to 14mm. But it's double bladed, so it doesn't matter which way you wiggle it. Some of them are these. They've only got one cutting type blade on this one, but actually you can go forward and back with it. So yeah, very, very nice piece of kit. It's very sharp. What's that?
My 5-year-old, is that
Patricia?
Patricia?
Patricia Ann.
Patricia, oh that's sweet. Saw Star Wars shirt and Pixie's Star Wars shirt and wanted one.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know where I got it from. Yeah, they probably do.
Is that 5-year-olds?
Probably. Probably. I don't. Where did Liam got it for me?
I don't know where he got it from, to be honest.
I don't know where he got it. But you can get them online. They're really cool, and they're dead comfortable as well. And I literally wash and wear this all the time. I love it. I think it's great. Yeah, get one.
definitely.
Get her one. She's a Star Wars
We need
fan.
to arrange of them.
Yeah.
Children's shirts, they'll be coming soon.
Yeah, they will be coming soon. Yeah, they can be a Flory.
Yes.
Flory member. Children's
Definitely.
Flory member. Yeah.
We'll get that sorted.
Yeah.
So yeah, so from today's point of view, we've got obviously Pixie's Tat is up, and then hopefully I'll get the next part of that. It's going to be up with you Thursday, and then we'll push through with that one. So very good. So that was our sort of day around today. So guys in the live chat, which we have today in there, who have we got already? Oh, actually, the numbers are coming up now. People are finding us now. We've got, what, 67 people watching live. So with Neil's on, David's on, Andrew's on, Jason's on, Michael's on, David's on, Herman's on, Len's on, Toby's on, Neil's on, Wayne's on, Michael's on, sorry, Daniel's on, and Hennick.
I guess the nice thing about being pixie size is that you can take a bubble bath in a sink. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Honestly, the bath that I use is huge. It's like a swimming pool for me. It's great.
I don't like it because it takes forever to fill up.
I love it because it's great. It's a great size for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason's saying that's the one. Yeah, this is what it is. It's a reamer for doing holes, and to be honest, as you'll find out, is that I forgot to open up the holes on all this thing because it doesn't say about it in the instructions. In fact, there's a couple of problems with the instructions. It doesn't mention the belly plate being fitted as well. I was looking at it just before we came on air. It doesn't mention anything about it. The instructions are missing a few points.
I brought my 5-year-old Airfix quick build
P51D.
51D, and my 13-year-old daughter an Airfix.
Oh, hold on.
An Airfix 1/72 Spitfire starter kit. Oh, that's great.
Get them going. Get them in there.
Yes. Sorry, Phil. Don't think I'll be finishing the Falcon in time for the group build end time. But I'll still make.
Sorry.
It's gone. But I'll still be making and posting my work to little time, and the kit is beast.
Yeah, the kit's a beast. It is a big job. Doing a fantastic job on that one, Andy, I have to say.
Yeah.
Really, really, spot on. It's very nice. What's nice for me is I'll be able to follow you when I get mine.
Yeah.
So instead of me being the lamb,
yeah,
and being sacrificed, and like with everything that goes wrong with it, that's basically its Bandai. I think it's really going to go wrong with it.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice to follow somebody else along as well, which you've done fantastic work on that build.
Yeah.
I would love to showcase that one as a photo build once you're done with it. What else have we got? If you find one, I'll get one. Andy Molyneux is on. Andy's on. That's good.
What's the name? David Price.
Yeah. Pierce.
Yeah. Pierce.
Yeah.
I'll find one for you and I'll send you the link.
Definitely. Andy's on. I was on with Andy last night as we were doing the gear.
Oh, Andy.
Andy, have you been to the doctors yet for your cough?
Oh, yes.
Go and get your cough sorted.
Yes, go to the
Otherwise,
doctor.
we're all going to come round and make you go.
Yes, we will. Yeah, I saw him last night as well because I was working late. Yeah.
Yes, is when you popped in. Yes.
That's when I popped in.
Pix was working till gone 10 o'clock last night, I have to tell everyone. Talk about martyr to it. I kept telling you to bugger off, but, that was it.
There was just things I needed to do and I like to get them done before I go.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Very good. Right, over to the Q&As for today. Patrick says, sorry, Linz, I only see the airbrushing. We've done that, actually. Hold on, let me bring up a thing and I'll take them to your said page, shall I?
Yes.
Are you logged in or am I logged in? Oh, it's me.
It's you.
Okay, so what we've done is, Linz has got her own thing. So if you go up here to categories, which brings you up the forum as a raw, and then what we've got is, where are we? Sorry, gone too far. Lindsay's down in here, so you can go into videos, and there it is.
There it is.
Someone's commented, should we read it out loud?
Yeah.
This is a really bad one. Doing a great job there, Linz. Looks great.
Thank you.
So yes, that's the little area that are down in there, and Lindsay's are in there as well, as are all of us. Well,
yeah.
The ones
also,
doing.
Yeah.
So you got Hans's. Hans done a couple of videos. Mine. So we got the Crusader up here as well, and all of my builds. So if you ever want to sort of keep up to date with them, like the Bandai X-Wing we did, you can find them in here or on the main site as well. So if we ever get a problem where the main site goes down, you'll all be okay. That's the thing with that one. That was the idea behind that one. Samuel says, hi Phil and Linz. Quick question. I'm going to have to make this bigger.
Yeah,
or I'm off to Specsavers.
I can't see a thing.
There we go. Quick question. When it comes to lights, do you put anything over the tiny LEDs in order to make them look round while they're not lit up? Or should you just leave them and hope you can't notice them? What type of LEDs? You're on about obviously LEDs inside models and things like that. To be honest, I sort of shape them to what I need. So when we did, for instance, the fighter behind me, if you have a look at that build, I sanded them into the profile of the shape. So actually what you can do is, if with the LED, if you want to diffuse them a bit as well, if you sand them with something quite coarse, you can diffuse the light and make it sort of spread better. So that's what we did. So for instance, on the base of on the belly of the Eurofighter, it has one like a triangle. So I just sanded the LED, the glass part of it, or the plastic bit, I assume it is, into that shape. And I've done it the same with the one on the spine and all the other lights on it as well. So you can physically sand the LED into what it is. Also, if you want it not to be as pure piercing light, if you sand them all the way round, you get a nice diffused light off of them as well. So you can do things like that. So that's what I do with them. And that way, if you want to go with a nice sharp light as well, once you've sanded it, if you give it a gloss over the top, you'll be fine. And they look very, very nice like that. Yeah. But you can do quite a lot with them. The other thing as well, people speak about like the Star Destroyer. If you're having lights inside your model to illuminate all the little windows and all the rest of it, the trouble is LEDs are very much a focus. So they will, like, you know, generate light in one direction, unless you pay for a really expensive LEDs with 60-degree arcs. But most normal LEDs are very narrow field. So what you can do is, if you get some cheap packaging, so you know that very thin stuff that's like foam, that you get on your packaging on your models, if you get that and put that between your windows and then your LEDs behind it, it will hit it and it diffuses the light everywhere, and it makes for a more even light effect, which is something I didn't do to the Star Destroyer, but I wish I had. But I only learnt this technique after the Star Destroyer. But cheap packaging, the thin foam stuff, it works great for diffusing light from LEDs. It gets it absolutely everywhere. Natalie says, I cleaned up the little hole on the top and it made a real difference. There we go, you see? Perhaps that's what it was, a siphon issue. Now I've disassembled my paintbrush and put the gun itself into Mr. Colour level thinners. Brave. No, you'll be absolutely fine. You won't harm it at all. There is so much scrap, that's polite, or it changed it automatically from crap to scrap, that went out there. But the thing is, when I was pulling the needle back, after it went through the needle was black with some paint, I guess. I passed the metal brush in, won't go away. I used some Cretex paint. I don't know that paint, I must admit. Paint who doesn't like Tamiya, bad chemical reaction between both. Tamiya primer and the Cretex black pearlized paint. Oh, that's the one. If you use pearlized paint, I think it's turned into glue gum inside the gun. Oh no, that's a nightmare when that happens. How do you get rid of it? And how do you switch from Cretex to Tamiya since I've only got one airbrush? Okay, this happens quite a lot, and it's happened to me and all the rest of it. It turns to literally like bubble gum. You haven't had the pleasure of this one yet, because I'm good. And I say to you, don't stick that in there. But when it does, it literally turns to bubble gum inside your airbrush. It's really difficult to get it out. The only thing I can suggest is, if you got the brushes for cleaning out your inside of your airbrush and all the rest of it, plenty of thinners, you're doing everything right, because you just need to over thin the product. Okay, so if you're using like cellulose thinners or lacquer thinners in there, is to just keep poking at it and brushing at it until you get it all out. There's nothing that's going to break that stuff down now when it's done a chemical reaction, because it's technically turned into a solid. And that's the trouble with it. So it is just a case of keep poking at it, keep brushing at it, use brushes, use pipe cleaners, and just keep going at it until you get 90% of that stuff all out. Then you'll hopefully just get the rest of it out. When you're going between two colours, we spoke to you about this one. So if you're going to go from lacquers over to like an acrylic, obviously was what you've got the trouble. The reason it's had a chemical reaction is because it's a purebred acrylic, and when you put lacquers with it, it turns to toffee or bubble gum. So what you want to do is you clean it out with lacquers you do normally, then you come in with acrylic airbrush cleaner. Put that in your airbrush, swill it through, rub it all around the colour cup, absolutely everywhere, blow it all the way out, then it's good for acrylics to go through it. and then do it vice versa. So if you're doing something like you've cleaned out your airbrush, it's had acrylics through it, what you want to do is put a tiny bit of lacquers through it, rub it all around the colour cup and all the rest of it around the inside of it, and then blow that through. Then you're set up for using lacquers. In the perfect world, you tend to use, like I do, I have 2 airbrushes. You can see them here. Ooh, careful how you back up because you'll go over the hose, but I have 2 and one has tape around it. This is my acrylic airbrush, this is my lacquer one. So this has nothing but lacquers through it, this only has acrylics through it. So that's the nice thing about it. But you can just easily, but what you want to make sure you rub a little bit around the inside of the colour cup as well, because that just lines everything. So everything's ready to have lacquers to go through it, or it's ready to have acrylics going through it. But all you want to do is hit lacquers and then put acrylic airbrush cleaner through it, give that a rub around, blow that through, and you'll be good to go, and you shouldn't have any problems with it. Well, that's the theory anyway.
Yeah.
99% of the time, honest.
Yeah, and you can also put some super lube on there.
Yeah, you like your super lube, don't you?
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so David says, hi Phil, here's a suggestion to think about. How about, there we go, kids t-shirts with the Flory Models emblem on them.
Yeah, no, we have
talked about this, but what we're probably going to do is like a limited run. Maybe we'll get 10 done or something, isn't it? And we just get the normal t-shirt one instead of the polo shirt. It's just the normal t-shirt. And we'll get like Skeefy Girl ones and you know, the Flory Girl one as well. So we are in the process sorting that one out. Hopefully you might get some by the end of the week.
Yeah, should do. Hopefully.
It'd be nice if we could.
Okay,
what cleaner do you use to clean off the plastic card when you're practicing airbrushes? Lacquer thinners. Yeah. It cleans everything. Yeah. Simple. Just give it a wipe over, good to go. If I'm going to spray then acrylics onto it, like we were saying with the airbrush cleaning, then what you want to do is just go in there and just give it a quick squirt over with acrylic airbrush cleaner and a wipe away, and you'll be good to go. That's how we do it.
Yeah, that's it.
I watched your video on masking canopies. However, the Tamiya 148 scale P51D, the front windscreen frame isn't raised that much, especially at the bottom of the windscreen. How do you tackle the problem? Okay, that simple. To be honest, 2 options. Masking set. Yep. Dead simple. That's what I used on that one. You can do those. Template ones, but yeah, what you can actually do is if you just get a little bit of you know, thin tape, so Tamiya tape's perfect for it, hold it up to a strong light, not our crap LED that's going tomorrow, but a strong LED light. If you hold it up, you will see the framework, even if it's very, very lightly done, and you can see it. And then I just hold it up to the light and then cut my way around and do it freehand. To be honest, pretty straightforward. Never a problem with that one. Number 3, if I was to buy a model from P&M Models, would worldwide postage and packing, is that with a tracking number, or should I go for added insurance too? No, you'll be fine. If you just do worldwide, it will come with tracking, because all of the PM Model stuff comes with tracking. It's all tracked. Everything they send out is tracked. And to be honest, even the kits I send from here are tracked as well. So if we do kits, they always go signed for and tracked. So just your normal ones. The only thing is, drop a note on it as well, because I know how we have to do yours from the stuff you bought from Flory Models. Matt won't, up in our Doncaster International Distribution Hub. But Matt won't, so he'll need to know to put your phone number and that on the front of the box. So if you put a little note on there, or let me know you've ordered, and I'll make sure he does it, and things like that. These are very interesting, because these are the Phantoms that landed on the Ark Royal. This was the days when American planes used to be able to land on British carriers.
That's cool.
Quite a one. So what you've got here is actually the Ark Royal's markings on a US aircraft, because they landed, and what they thought it would be funny is to paint their aircraft in Navy markings. So that's what they did. So yeah, United States F4 from 531 on HMS Royal. Apparently they didn't know they did it. They did it at night, and they painted the tail of the aircraft so it was in the colours. But I didn't know about this one. Another one with full markings. They did the entire aircraft on that one. So yeah, just a little bit of jokery. But that was the good old days when actually American aircraft could land on British carriers. Although they will be able to do it again one day. Yeah. And look, funny enough, this is not the one I'm doing, but similar markings. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Very nice. So then F8 from Da Nang, and there you go. That's it up. You see how it's lifted up?
Yeah, I see now.
So it's not me got it wrong. It does go up.
Yeah, it looks odd though.
Gives it extra angle. So it's
like
pointing all upwards. It's when it comes in to land on the carrier, it's got
Does
a
it go
better
back
angle
in?
at the top. Yeah, it goes back down when it's flying.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't stay like it. Combat. Look, you can't go wrong with a Phantom with a
that looks good.
shark's mouth on it. Got to have a shark mouth on it.
I love a shark mouth.
Thailand. It's a D. That's an E version because it's got the gun thing on it. D doesn't have the full. That doesn't have the gun, wasn't it? So it's got to be an E, that one. So he's got the gun markings on that one. As always, thank you. Keep up the great work. For the rest of the Flory modelling team, do the modelling community. P.S. Bought Patricia around the Airfix P51. Oh yeah, and the starter set kit. We just read that before.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So fantastic. Very good in that one.
Yeah.
Natalie, hi Phil and Pix. Quick one. I lost the instructions for the Bismarck 1200. That's a nightmare. No, it's not. You consider the price. I've emailed a trumpeter in China asking them for electronic copy. There's loads of places you can get these. It's Japan, what is it, 19.99 or whatever it is. They have all the instruction sheets with when you buy their kits. You can do them electronically. But I know, well, Steve's got the kit. And I know obviously Stefan's done the kit as well. So maybe if you're still struggling, we'll try and get a link for you. But if you're still struggling, I'll have a word with the guys and we'll see if we can get them. But obviously Steve's got the instructions with him and Stefan's built it as well. So between both of them, hopefully we can get some electronic versions and we'll get them emailed over to you.
Yeah.
So yes. So no problem.
No problem.
I've asked them electronically and received. Oh, you did it. Sorry.
Oh,
you received it with the delay of 48 hours.
Oh.
Doesn't mention. I think it's great customer service. See, look, this teaches me not to read on.
I'm going to say.
Free and fast and received it all. Oh, well, that was good service. Well done. Absolutely. To be honest, I've never had a problem with Trumpeter. I used to have a contact there, I know, which used to help, which his name was Trevor. I'm sure it's not Trevor at all, but that was his Western name, was Trevor. And I used to send him little things and say, like, Trev, I need such and such. And he was always very good because I had a couple of little problems with early Trumpeter. A lot of us had decals, used to have, like, bits missing. So I used to say to him, can I get? And he was always very good at coming out. A little note as well, a little personal note. He used to say, sorry about that, here it is. And I used to, you know, well done, Trev. But I must admit, I don't know if Trev's still there.
Yeah.
Scooby, hi Phil and Lindsay. Really stupid question. Instead of using oil paints on the Bandai kits for the weathering, could you use artist acrylic paints instead, and would it give the same effect? Thank you for advice, Phil, about the Falcon. Going to go with the fine mould route. Yes, definitely. He got the possibility of an NPC one, which is it's not as nice as the fine mould ones. I've got the fine mould ones up there. But yeah, it's not a bad kit, it's just a bit basic. As for those paints, yes, you could. Absolutely, no difference at all. Just don't forget, it's not so much the paint, it's the thinners that do it. It's enamel thinners. So when you're using it, just be careful what type of thinners they are. My only other advice would be, just if you wanted to play totally safe, I don't use them that often, but where are they? We did review them. And it probably would work quite well. I haven't tried it. Might be one for you, actually. But if you remember back, guys, we used these, which are water-based oil paints. Weird ones. These are actually water mixable colour oil paints. It's got a molecule facing the wrong way, as I say, so it allows it to mix with water, because normally oils don't mix with water.
Yeah.
They repel. Well, these have got a molecule round the wrong way, which allows it to happen. So these might be an option, because you can slap this around as much as you like with a bit of water. Yeah. Should work well. Yeah. Malcolm says, hi Phil and Pix. Which one would you use to flat coat a tank? TST S80 or XF86? I want to try something different than clear. I watched your video on clear coating, but doesn't mention Tamiya. To me, I love XF86. I've got it over there. It's my go-to of choice for flat coats at the moment. I really do rate this stuff. Yeah. It's a very, very nice, simple, usual Tamiya, 50-50 mix. Whack it down, you're good to go.
Yes.
So no problem with that one at all.
Yeah.
And Simon says, hi Phil and Lindsay, does the Bandai 148 scale X-Wing have extendable feet, or is it moulded to the stand? Funny enough, it's here. It does. You can either have it in flight on the stand, or you can have it with the feet. This is the feet for it. You have, because you've got it upstairs now, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's been banished to your office. So yes, it does have the feet for it. You do get the option for the doors, which are, again, it's all here. Still half of it here. This is the doors for the nose, and then all you do, they plug in, so you can take them out and then you can put it back in afterwards. Very straightforward, very easy. But obviously, if you take it off the stand, you don't have any lights or sound.
Yeah.
So you can only have it in the landed configuration, because when you remove it from the stand, it powers down and closes up. So yeah, that's your option on that one. Toby says, hi Philinians, have you got any tips for rescribing concentric panel lines on 148 scale missiles? In this case, the 3 circle panels lines on the Skyflash missiles. I roll.
You roll?
So what I do is, I cheat a little bit. I use a blade, stick the missile down.
Yeah.
Okay, on a raised surface, because obviously you're on the end, and then you can just roll it. The other way you can do it is to actually stick the missile into a drill, and then you can scribe up against it. And that's how I do spinners, to rescribe spinners. But yeah, if you had a mini lathe, it'd be perfect. I've always wanted, my little setup back here, I've wanted a lathe, you see. I quite like the idea of a lathe,
Yeah.
but they're a bit big, because the lathes are like huge things. But for doing prop work and stuff, it'd be fantastic.
It'd be great.
But I'd like to have a lathe, but what I'd like a lathe is about this big. So that way you can do little tiny jobs with it and put little bits of like brass in there and turn brass and everything else. But what I tend to do is, if it's a missile, I will use a blade and I will rock it round the entire thing, and then I don't actually scribe, I cheat. Cheat. What you do. So yeah.
Cheat.
So these have a little blade on one end. I don't think you've played with these yet. They're not massively sharp. It's not like when you were playing with a razor blade, almost cut your fingers off and everyone went, ugh!
Yeah, no, it's not that sharp, is it?
But it's good enough for what you need to do for pushing into plastic.
Yeah.
But I tend to do the roll technique. So you put it on and then you just roll it round the entire thing, and then that way you get a panel line, because the wash will go in there or anything else you're doing with it, and you'll be good to go. Sorted. Mike has written us a book. Okay. Hi Phil and Pix, regarding the talk about, are we still on port and starboard? It's amazing we're not back on haggis, yeah? For aircraft, why we get from the port on the left side. When aircraft first used in the military, the first pilots were recruited from the cavalry units, and it was felt that these men had the right stuff. Stiff upper lip, old chap. Having ridden horses, most cavalry officers, like most people, they were right-handed. Not like you.
Not like me. Actually, everybody in our group's pretty much left-handed.
Yeah, it does seem to be a lot of people in our little group, isn't it?
Yeah.
All lefty. You're all weird.
Both.
Yeah.
So I can get away with both sides.
This is it. Therefore, they carried the swords in their left side to allow them to draw the sword with their right hand. However, only when mounted on the horse, without getting your legs tangled up with the sword. Its straps, it was mounted to the horse on the left side. The sword hung clear of the legs of the horse. Habits meant that the first pilots climbed into the aircraft or mounted from the left side. It's why we traditionally enter the aircraft from the left side. Now, I'm slightly away from that one a little bit, because I've spoken to, funny enough, a couple of people about this after I mentioned it, and from the airline pilot community, they all agreed with me as that's why they go, because the pilot in command sits in the left-hand seat, so he can see closest to the terminal. So, yeah, so I don't know if that goes for in everything, like military aviation and all the rest of it, because in military aviation, I'm just thinking it, the Typhoon, for instance, the World War II one, you get in on the right-hand side. But then the Cobra, you get in on the left. So I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe it's just the way they wanted to make it.
I think it's more of a habit thing. Everything's done on the left-hand side of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. As a way for port and starboard were being used, ships were most similar things to aircraft, and for exiting the aircraft came into being. It's the same as in aviation personal took over the terms and conservation seafaring. I think as well, I think a lot of people are missing the navigational point to this, is that in navigation, obviously you pass port to port. So it's how you do it. You're always just going to go port to port or left to left, you know, in everything. So if you're going head on with anything, everybody's going to go down that side as well. So again, I think it's left-hand side. It's just that thing of everything tends to be on the left. Such as the pilot in command, called captain, the cockpits to the flight deck, the distances and speed are given in nautical miles and knots, etc. But again, that's the thing, because of nautical miles is different on land than it is in the air, and it all gets really confusing there. Because obviously you've got, when you're above the land, it's further than it is actually being on the surface of things. So versus nautical miles and miles per hour, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Anyway, over to the old chat room. Crikey, they've been busy in here. Evening all. Don't follow me, says Andrew. Tough. I am. So I'll blame you when it goes horrendously wrong. Steve says, hi Phil and Linz and Andy from a snowy Memphis, Texas. Oh, sorry, Tennessee. Even. Very good. Has anyone in the UK got snow? They were forecasting it for today.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, up in the north. Up north.
Up north.
Up north. They were talking about it, but I don't know if they're out. Andrew saying he's bound to screw it up at some point. Aren't we all? We're all guilty of it. Oh, speaking of which, it's raining. Banging against the window. Yeah, it is raining. Oh, Steve missed out the Flory family.
Steve? Oh.
My cough is going fine, says Andy. No, you need to go and get that seen.
Get it checked out.
Otherwise we'll come up and get you.
I will.
Don't feel bad, Andy. Coughing for another month. No, if you cough for over a month, you should see someone. David says ATAC ground targeting for an X-wing. Mind you, yeah, I suppose it did. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you've never seen an X-wing actually take out a ATAC,
no,
but you did, because actually in Rogue, Blue Squadron made it
Rogue,
down to the surface of the planet. They did.
Yeah. They
so
did,
yes.
But, wow.
Wow, it's really raining now.
It's really raining.
Phil, I did order 2 sets of masking for the P51D and B models. Well, that's what you could do, because they are quite handy with the masking sets. I know loads of people like to, you know, chop and change and pull them out and have them over else like that. Chris says, we've been promised snow tonight in Telford. That'd be nice. A little dusting.
Yeah.
Right, should we have a look round at some of the group builds and things and see what's going on?
Yes, definitely.
If I can get me mouse to work. Come on, mouse, keep up. Scrolling to the bottom. Come on, keep scrolling to the bottom. Forget how far this thing is these days. Right, okay, so down in Forum Land we have the French Fancies. We've currently got 64 builds on the way. Fantastic work, everybody. So this is the Tamiya 520 kit. Looking very nice. It'll be a good build, that one. Nice one to follow along to. So usually we've got the instructions and the parts call out. And then hopefully... Oh, nice paint job there.
Little man.
Very good. Blue shoes.
Which is not easy to do, which I found out from hand painting.
Yes.
It's not easy.
It's an art form.
It is an art form. Wow, that
very nice good. Work on the cockpit as well.
Yeah, well done.
Beautiful work down there. Yeah, some great work. Very, very nice indeed.
What scale was it?
Well, it'll be 148.
148.
So, yeah. Be a tiddler. Nice. So it's about the same size cockpit as that's got. Very, very nice indeed. Some beautiful work down there. And there he is, installed.
He looks very good.
With his blue slippers on.
And his stick in the middle.
You said it. Not me. Right, Mirage 3. With all the extras as well.
Oh wow.
Nice bit of extras down there. So we've got all the photo etching, the goodies and everything else.
Nice
really nice. Very nice, the Mirage 3. All the French aircraft, they never actually, alright, with the exception of a couple I can think of, but they always do very nice nice looking aircraft.
Oh, cool.
Nice
He's even
diorama.
got the wall base.
Yeah, so he's got the
That's
little
awesome.
base, the little photo etch things going on there. Going to be a little mini
That's
diorama.
going to be cool.
Yeah, very nice indeed. Got the figures.
It'd be really cool.
Hasn't done any more. Get any more. Yep, look, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Little French carrier. Very nice indeed. I'll get another one out of it. There we go. Beautiful
Very
work.
nice.
Nice little bit of photo etch down on there as well. Great work on all of that. Very, very nice indeed.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very good. Okay, so hold on, back up, back up, back up. Okay, down in Sci-Fi Sigland,
Sci-fi!
135 entries. You. Okay, so Thomas.
Oh, wow, look at that.
These, I must admit, I haven't seen these before.
I have seen them before.
Very nice indeed.
I have seen this before.
I think it's very clever.
Oh, who is it? I know my brother. Actually, he likes this. Yeah,
I can understand why. It's something just a little bit different.
it is different.
Very
it is really
anime,
different. It's very cool.
sci-fi,
Yeah,
everything.
he
Got
loves
a little
his
bit of
anime.
everything.
Yeah, he loves his anime. He's big into anime. Very cool. Love it. Great
Very
detail
good there.
work.
Absolutely. And gunship.
Oh wow,
Another one.
that's cool. Look how cool it looks.
It does look really cool, actually. I
Yeah,
must
it
admit.
does. It's very, very, very sci-fi.
Yeah,
isn't
it is,
It's like
definitely.
everything that you'd think about when you think of sci-fi, and you
Yeah.
look at that and you just think, yes, that's it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Very cool.
very cool. The wings are. I like the shape of the wings as well,
Hmm.
because they're not like normal wings.
No.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Almost looks like a weird bug.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
very
flying
organic.
bug,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. It's very sort of organic look. Ian,
Oh, that's
wonder
so
if you
cool.
painted his. There's a story to this because somebody looked round at Andy's he's working on last night and said, when are you going to paint it? And he already had. This
I'm
is what
sorry,
Andy's looks
Andy.
like.
Is that what Andy's looks like?
Yeah.
Andy's didn't look like that.
Yeah, we've got a slightly different version, but
Yeah.
it's the same things.
To be honest, it was because I couldn't see it properly on the camera. That's what it was.
Keep digging
That
that
looks
hole.
awesome, though. Well done on that one.
Does very, very nice.
I love how people do the little stands with them as well, or the little
Little
bit
bases,
of,
yeah.
bases and backgrounds and things. I think it just gives it that little bit extra, doesn't it? The fish on the top is cool as well. Well done.
But
on
great
that.
figure painting as well
Yeah.
for the actual facial
I mean,
features with the
look at-
leather helmet and the leather work down on the inside here is
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful work.
I'll go on after and get a zoom picture of the head because that looks awesome. Yeah.
That's very, very nice.
Very good. Yeah.
Fish.
See.
Fish.
Was that decals as well? Were they
Yeah, I
decals?
assume that's a decal on there. Yeah, it is
They're
decal.
not stickers, are they?
No, these are decals on here.
That's good though. Real
Very good. But you say the base is beautiful as well.
Yeah.
Simple, very effective.
Yeah, just gives it that little bit extra, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Well done, Ian. That's absolute stunner. We like that. This is. Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
So you guys have done absolutely amazing work then,
Wow,
Dan.
look. That is really
The
nice.
bandit.
Oh, look.
Very
That
good.
is really cool.
Very cool. Lovely work on the metalwork with the
Yeah.
colour as well. It's got a good solid red colour.
Yeah, it is good.
Fantastic.
Did he paint that, did he? Or was that already pre-done?
No. He would have painted all of that. It's a
That's
kit.
awesome.
Fantastic.
That is really good. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love the colour.
Beautiful work. Absolutely beautiful work. Okay. Rebel TIE Fighter. Good
Wow.
picture.
That is a great photo. Wow. That's really cool.
Very good.
Very nice.
So this is the Revel one, not
Yeah.
the Bandai one.
Not the Bandai one,
It's on
yeah.
the other stand. Well done, Martin. Fantastic
Yeah,
job on
that's
that.
Great.
Okay, one more.
Oh, look.
Is this the Mobius one?
I think so.
Which would have been Mobius,
Yeah.
reboxed by Revel. Yeah. Very
yeah,
nice.
that's really cool.
Oh my god,
It's
look,
very
I'm even
small.
pronouncing company names correct now. It's all rubbing off
Revel.
now. I said Revel. Revel.
That's really
Revel.
good.
It's Revel.
Revel. That's tiny as well. What scale is it? One.
Don't know which one. 72nd is that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful work there. I love the distressed look you've done to the markings.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously worn through the decals and the various things because it's turned out a little stunner.
I think the one down from it is the one that I got too. It's
Really nice. Very,
really
very
good.
nice job.
Looks good. Weathering works really good.
I did the Viper. Oh, we've got to have a look at this one. This is
This is
Lenny's
the one
Trench Run.
This is the one that I looked at. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god. How amazing is that?
In technically what is Russian colours. Because they're all in Russian paint schemes, which puts a beautiful twist on it.
It does. I was so impressed with this. I thought it looked really cool.
Does. Works really, really well.
It does, doesn't it? It's just so clever how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Really awesome. Did a great job on that. I'm, like, really impressed. I have 2 favourites now.
Again, cleverly hidden stands. Yeah, it's gone for straight down and then the angles on the other ones, which it hides it all away really nicely. And we were saying about you either make a feature or you hide them.
Hide it,
you know?
yeah, definitely.
Last one, ATST, German markings.
Wow,
Fantastic.
look
It's a
at
proper
that.
Panzer.
That's awesome. That's
Really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love the different takes on it. I'm glad that everybody's not just sticking to the same thing.
I know, and that's the nice thing about it. Seeing different markings, different themes to it. People really just changing it up.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of sci-fi.
Yeah,
you can get away and do whatever you like, and that is what we love about it.
Yeah, definitely. Looks awesome in those colours.
Well done, Tom. That's
Well
absolutely
done.
fantastic. Congratulations on that one.
Oh no.
What?
I want to keep looking.
Keep going. Okay, so Koi 6, got 20 entries. 48th Frogfoot.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's jazzy. I like it. It's going to be difficult to paint though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a handful to do. I did mine in leaf camo, which isn't freaking easy either. And it seems a good idea when you start.
Yeah. Always is, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Nice work on the seat, or a little bit of resin. Look at the tiny bits.
God, they are tiny. Can't
With the
even
seats.
see.
I know. Beautiful work on the seat. Nice paint job on there.
You guys are so talented, because I was just saying the other day how hard it is to hand paint, and you guys make it look like it's so easy. It's crazy. Oh look.
That was what he's going for.
That's what I want to go in. I want to go and sit in there. I think I could fly a plane.
Could you? You have to have a go on my setup. See, I'll just sit you in and say go for it then. No,
Okay.
you freaking do it. Cool. Good start on there.
Flight sim? I'd like to do that actually.
Oh yes.
I
Okay.
take it way too seriously though. I'll be like, no, I can't crash. There's people depending on me.
Flanker on the go. All centre seam. That's all right.
Oh,
Sand that out. You'll be absolutely fine. No problem with that at all. That'll soon go.
Yeah, just don't handle it too hard. You don't want it
don't
completely
squash
cracking
it. Don't squish it.
Yep.
Don't squish it. Early days down in that one. And what are we doing? APC skig. We got 18 in there at the moment. Still plenty of time down in there. So I'm just trying to find someone who's got a little bit of work down there. Let's pick something that's got to go.
Wow, that's cool.
Very
I like
cool.
it. I like a tank. Well, is it technically a tank because it doesn't have tracks?
It's an armoured personnel carrier. That's
Yeah.
what it would come under. APC.
I'm gonna say it's not a proper tank or
Well, it's
anything.
probably pretty close. It's just some have wheels these days. Like you get the Striker, which has wheels
Yeah,
instead of tracks, but it's still a freaking tank.
Yeah, but when I think of a tank,
Yeah, you think of tracks.
you think of tracks, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do anyway.
Nice job
I'm
there.
probably wrong.
Coming all together very, very nicely.
Yeah.
Very good.
You know, the best thing I think about the tanks as well is the colouring, because that's my favourite colour. Green's my favourite colour. Even though I can't technically see green, it's my favourite colour. And there are so many different shades that you can go over, and you can do a lot of post shading with them as well.
The nice thing with armour is you can weather it to hell.
You can really go for it on that, which I think is awesome, because I'm big on weathering.
Yeah. Calm down, men with tops off.
Oh, look.
This is Mark. He's working on the AF. Which one is this? Yeah, AFV M113. Very nice indeed.
Look at that.
Lots of aftermarket goodies into that
Yeah.
one as well. Some great builds going on here, guys.
Yeah, some
Love
serious stuff going on.
Yeah, miniguns.
Oh, they're cool.
Very nice. Funny enough, I've got one here. That's what this is. This is a
Yeah.
minigun, but mine's in 48 scale. That's 35th. This thing's freaking tiny.
Yeah.
Absolutely tiny. But got the ammo feeds for it and the various bits for the guns, the 50 cals.
It's very cool.
Gun sets.
Look at all that.
That's for the tracks, for making the tracks up. That's a few hours of fun.
Yeah, gosh.
It's worth it in the end though, because they
Yeah.
look great.
Is
Gun
it,
packs,
is
stowage.
it resin, is it?
These are resin
Yeah.
parts, yeah. They're metal, the other ones. The
Yeah.
tracks are actually made of metal.
That's going to be a really good build there.
Looking good. Fantastic work.
It's going to take a long time though.
And as you can tell, well worth the effort
Yeah.
compared to the plastic one or the resin
Yeah.
one with the metal ones. It's
Yeah.
like day and night.
Yeah,
a lot better.
definitely.
Got to be done. Starting work on the interior. Very, very nice indeed. Be a great build to follow along with all of that. Definitely. There we go. Shooting.
I feel like I should have been in the army.
Jerry rig rocket launcher. Is that real? Did they actually bolt them to the sides? I've never seen that before. If they did.
That's cool. Go for it. Oh, well,
There you go.
see, I would have been great in one of those.
Whoops.
Oh, dear.
Coming through.
That's awesome.
Great
They
little
could just
reference picture
literally
as well.
go through anything, couldn't
Yeah,
they?
that's it. That's the way. Fantastic. Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Some great reference
I
photos.
love those photos. They're awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
They're always smiling as well on the photos.
Yeah, which is amazing when they're running around Vietnam.
Yeah, no,
it's
I'm
like you
gonna
wouldn't think
say,
you'd be
it's like,
quite
how can
smiling
you be so happy?
quite at that
But they
point.
are, yeah.
Right, there we go. Right, okay, so if you have a question for magic scale modelling to ask Richard, because of time constraints, we're not sure how we're going to work tomorrow night. So what I would like to do is obviously interview Richard, probably not live, as I normally do it, just for half an hour or so about obviously his past, his future, the company and everything else like that. But if you have a question you'd like to ask, drop it in the Q&A section now and I'll ask him it tomorrow. We might hopefully get him to be around for live at 5, but obviously he's a busy man and he might be scooting off and probably want to get ready because we're hopefully out with him tomorrow night for dinner.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how the timelines are all going to go. So tomorrow we might be live, we might not be live. We're not quite sure how we're going to run it yet. It might be just a quick case of me and Pix popping on, wishing you all great and we've had a good day, and then we'll be off. So
Yeah.
we're not sure how it's going to go. It's a little bit fluid at the moment because originally, say, Richard's plans was to come down today and then do today and tomorrow. But obviously because of the ferry problem, he's a little bit late. So hopefully we'll get in and get all this sorted.
Yeah.
So if you have got a question though, anything to do with lighting or electronics or anything else like that, obviously in the scale modelling world, he is definitely the man to answer. If you don't know about it, obviously the new Technic kits that are out from Revell. So obviously we're thinking of the JU88. They've just released the Beetle, just come out literally a couple of days ago, and a few other kits as well that they're doing. Is all Richard's stuff inside it. It's his electronics which are being bundled to go along with those kits, and they're being sold by Revell worldwide. So if you need to know anything, he is definitely the man to speak to, and he'll be able to sort you out.
Yeah.
Better put some new batteries in mine because it's all his kit in that thing behind.
Yeah.
So I better show him it still works and put some batteries in it. Anyway, that's it from us. Thank you very much for joining us today. We will see you all hopefully tomorrow with more great stuff. We'll be getting on with all these bits and pieces and you can crack on again with your things. And we've got a load of reviews for you at the end of the week as well.
Yeah.
So till tomorrow, everybody. Happy modelling. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.